Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and July. So you have already been working with your finances. This is about your skills, your talents, and looking for opportunities to boost your income with the Sun that is in Cancer. Now, during the full moon, which will be happening on the 3rd of July, it's in your 8th house of investment, shared resources, partners' resources. This is about releasing, especially releasing anything financial. This is where you might relook at your budget, relook at how you're spending money, relook at how you even investing and investing time, energy, and as well as money into things that are no longer rewarding to you. This also has to do with your deepest intimacy and bonds to other people. The 8th house especially can show us, where we need to have better boundaries, where we need to step into our power. This full moon on the 3rd will be very powerful for stepping into your power through transformation of pain, trauma, insecurities, fears. So you can be feeling quite, under the energy of this full moon, where you are really needing to reassess your finances, reassess your energy that you give to others, reassessment and letting go, especially of anything within yourself that is holding you back from the success that you truly want. Now, on the 10th, we have Mars in your 4th house. This is where you're taking action when it comes to your family members, your home life, great for renovating, redecorating, action towards things to improve your home. What can you do to create the physical stability and emotional stability at your home for you to build safety and security? So you'll be taking action upon that, as well as with family members. Conflict can arise with family members with Mars. Mars does represent our anger, our frustration, so be aware of that, and you might even have those feelings bubbling up for you. On the 10th, we also have Mercury in the 3rd. This is really good for communications, networking, meeting people, learning something new. Very good for those energies. Now, on the 17th, the North Node will be moving into your 11th house, where it will be staying until 2025, January 2025. So this is all about meeting new people, focusing on your long-term future visions, collaborating, teaming up with others. Really good for teams, really good for collaboration, really good for joining a new network of people within your life, and great for friendships as well. You will have the South Node though in your 5th house, which is showing you what you need to release, either from romantically within your relationships in that essence, right? So what you need to release from romance, whether you are single, within a relationship, this is where you are releasing and letting go of what is holding you back from the love that you truly want. You might even feel like you're no longer satisfied with the certain things that give you pleasure within this life, and you need to reassess it. But you will be meeting new people over the next year and a half in many forms, through work, through sports, through anything that you choose to do, where you're collaborating, whether it's even on the internet. You'll be joining different groups. Now, on the 17th, we do have a new moon in your 2nd house. This is really good for finances and fresh and new beginnings to your finances. You've been working throughout the month with the Sun in your 2nd. And with this new moon, Sun and the moon will be together for the new moon. You are really looking at new opportunities. How can you up your skills and talents? How can you believe in your sense of self-worth so that you can truly put out that resume and go for the jobs that you truly want to earn the income that you truly want? Now, on the 22nd, we do have Venus retrograde until 3rd of September. And for you, this is again in your 3rd house, and the Sun also changes signs and moves into your 3rd house. So this is with the Venus retrograde. People who you communicated a long time ago will now resurface as well, come back into your life. This is where you are also having miscommunication, misunderstandings with people. 3rd house too is how we think. So you might even be very heavy in your thoughts on how you think about yourself, and you'll be releasing and working with that. Venus retrogrades are all about looking to the past. So we might even be thinking a lot from the past, talking about the past here with the 3rd house especially, and even connecting with people from the past. But when it comes to deals and contracts, I'll be wary about signing them during this time, because the 3rd house is contracts, and once Venus goes direct, you might not be happy with contracts that you've signed. Now, on The 28th, Mercury will move into your 4th house and you'll be communicating a lot with family, loved ones. You'll be thinking too, once again, with Mercury in the 4th, especially about, past experiences from family life. And you'll be, wanting to think about the past. You're also wanting to communicate from the heart. It's really good for communicating with emotional healing, communicating with family, communicating with soul family, bringing that loving energy within. So you have this compassionate nature where you can be a bit more compassionate during this time. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Now, Virgo, Venus does go retrograde this month. So it's important to be aware of that. Venus retrogrades can bring back exes, people from the past. It can be deeply emotional and transformative, a lot of healing. Relationships too become very much at the forefront where we're looking, are they imbalanced? Are they what we value? Do we want to stay? Do we want to go? What changes do we need to make? Now, on the 3rd, we have a full moon in your 5th house. And a full moon in your 5th house brings your attention to either completing any creative projects or anything you've been working on. You can definitely complete it. But this full moon will bring to your attention where you haven't been having that playful, joyful fun within your life. Not feeling passionate about life, especially the 5th house. 5th house has to do with passion. The 5th house has to do with romance. You could even go through a relationship situation where if you are in a relationship or even single, maybe someone might reach out to you and connect to you, and there's some healing that needs to happen if you're single through a romantic relationship, maybe someone from the past. Or if in an existing relationship, this is where your romance comes into full swing and you're looking at it and asking yourself, is there romance within my life? What can I do to make changes to bring romance, fun, pleasure into my life? If you haven't been having fun and pleasure, you'll definitely be looking to do so. And if you have any children, this full moon will definitely encourage you to want to, work and make changes around your children especially. Now, on the 10th, we have Mars in your 1st house. This gives you energy, right? It really gives you motivation to take action upon things that you truly want. So your goals, your aspirations, as well as your physical appearance, those things will come. You'll be like, oh, maybe I need to make this change. What can I do about my goals and aspirations? What can I change about myself? Mars motivates you to take action upon things that you want for you. Even when expressing yourself, watch out with Mars. It can make you a bit aggressive. Now, on the 10th, Mercury will be in your 12th house. And Mercury in the 12th has you thinking about the past, thinking about situations of the past. You might not even feel like you're communicating or wanting to communicate. You'll feel a bit isolated during this time. This is a time for healing, letting go, releasing, and surrendering, right? On the 17th, the North Node will move into your 8th house, where it will stay until January of 2025. And the North Node in the 8th with the South Node in the 2nd has to do with your finances. You'll be reassessing your finances. Second house has to do with the South Node, karmic challenges, what you need to let go of, when it comes to your finances and earned income. Do you believe in yourself? Do you have a good sense of self-worth? What we believe in ourselves is what we can generate financially. This is also a time where maybe if there's something you're doing in the past, you decide to pick it up in order to boost your income. The 8th house also can bring unexpected expenses in, things that you need to pay on, but you'll be dealing a lot with bringing balance and your financial health through budgeting, through researching to see where you want to invest your money in order for it to grow. And also the 8th house is very transformative to psychological trauma, past experiences, intimacy. This is where you're opening up to spiritual aspects as well. This can also be very enlightening about secrets that need to come to light in order for healing. Now, also on the 17th, we have a new moon in your 11th house. This is really good where you're invited out to events and socializing, you're meeting friends, you're connecting to other people, you're just having an all-out grand time, and you're also wanting to collaborate, great for collaborations. If you want to work with a team, you can do so. Another thing that this also helps with your future vision for yourself and what you want to create within your life. And this will be very active because with the nodes changing and the new moon, it really makes it active. Who do you want to connect to? Who do you want within your circle? And what you want to create within your life when it comes to your future. On the 22nd, Venus will go retrograde in your 12th until the 3rd of September. This is important. 12th house is releasing, healing, letting go. The Venus retrograde can bring people from the past that you've dated into your circle right now, and you'll be reevaluating that relationship. Make sure you make any decisions about your relationships, especially new relationships you enter into currently or like recently, towards, if it's anything new, that might all of a sudden you'll be reassessing and wanting to know if you can take it forward. Existing relationships will also come to light and see, maybe you might even be thinking about letting go, releasing, and ending relationships. This is a time where you'll be feeling very isolated and like emotionally feeling disconnected from others. Venus is our love, it's our passion. And when it's retrograde, it already makes us all feel, emotional. And this can really trigger you because this is deep emotional transformation when it comes to the 12th house. On the 20th, also the sun will be moving on the 22nd also into this 12th house of healing, releasing, and letting go. On the 28th, Mercury in the 1st. This is great for expressing yourself, communicating your wants and needs to others. You'll be thinking about your goals and aspirations. Great to put pen to paper. Do be aware of the Venus retrograde though, because I feel like that's going to be the most transformative healing for you this month of what you need to let go of, and especially when it comes to relationships and the people that you connect to. Okay? Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. Now your month of July. Now July starts off with you having to deal with the sun in your 8th house. So you're looking at your budget, reassessing where you're investing your energy and time, setting healthy boundaries. With the full moon will be happening in your 2nd house, Sagittarius. So this is about releasing and letting go what you feel keeps you stuck when it comes to your earning potential. This full moon is telling you you need to release certain things within your life in order to earn the abundance that you truly want. This is a time where you need to be brave, believe in yourself, grow your inner self-worth to grow after the finances you want to earn within your life. If you need to up your skills and talents, this full moon is telling you rid yourself of those fears and definitely go for it. If you've been working on anything, you could get paid out during this full moon. That is a completion cycle, and you could get paid out on anything you've been working on the side or so forth. Or even work as well. On the 10th, Mars moves into your 10th house, taking action when it comes to your career, your goals. You're really motivated. Mars here on the 10th is like very busy at work. I want to be responsible, I want to take on more. I want to lead, and I want to take on the energy of really focusing on these goals. So anything you want to do when it comes to your career, you're motivated, you're passionate, you're going after it. And there's any personal goals, whether that be health, whether that is a better sleep routine, whether that is creating a beautiful herb garden, you're motivated towards it, you're taking action towards it. And also your reputation, people will be calling upon you to lead more. Mars is very much confidence, right? And in the 10th house, it's where you get noticed and your reputation is highlighted. So you definitely have this influence over people at this moment. Watch out though, not to be too abrasive or too, harsh. On the 10th, we also have Mercury in the 9th. This is great for traveling. This is great for taking a vacation, planning a trip. This is great for meeting people from foreign places. This is really good for really writing, wanting to make anything, a publication, so forth, a writing blog. You're putting yourself out there. Anything you want to do when it comes to higher education, you're thinking about learning and upping your skills, you most definitely can do so. On the 17th, the North Node will move now into your 5th house, okay? So the North Node will be moving into your 5th house, and the South Node will be in your 11th, and will stay there for the next year and a half, January 2025. North Node in the 5th is about romance, fun, and pleasure. That is what it's pushing you towards. North Node is destiny. It's what we need to move towards. Creative projects, children, if you want to have children as well, if you are you want to spend more time with children, if you want to teach kids, this is really pushing you towards spending time with children. And not only just children, if you don't have children, you have no interest in that. This is your creativity, this is your romance, this is your fun, this is your pleasure. This North Node is pushing you to bring that into your life. The South Node in the 11th is about releasing old associations, right? This is where karmic associations through friends, groups of people, like organizations. So you might go through this experience, like maybe you're working for a certain corporation, or if you're not working for a certain corporation, maybe you joined a gym. And that is a group in itself. It's a group of people. That's that membership you sign up to, or you have a friend group, a family group, some form of group within your life. You'll be switching your associations. This will be really showing you associations that aren't healthy for you and ones that are, and you're truly looking for pleasure with the North Node over the next year and a half. On the 17th, we have a new moon in your 8th house. The sun and the moon will be together. This is really good for investments, finances, working on new opportunities you want to invest in, new ways to invest your energy. If you have a partner, this is where you'll be looking at their finances as well. Great for researching. If there's anything you need to research, this new moon encourages you to do so. This new moon can be very enlightening about secrets within yourself that you keep private and hidden, now may surface in order for you to release, let go. This is also the house where we can confront our pain and trauma, anything that's keeping us stuck from growing. Very good for healing. And also secrets about others can come to light. Anything that you gain and the information that comes to you with this new moon is very empowering for you, as the 8th house is empowering, deals with our debt, our taxes, but this is more with the new moon where you are also thinking maybe to pay off something. All of those types of things: debt, taxes, intimacy, vulnerability, where you can even open up to someone that you truly feel you can trust. On the 20th, Venus goes retrograde in your 9th house. Now, the Venus retrograde in the 9th house, especially with Venus is about our love, our pleasure. People from the past may re-enter our lives, especially exes, love relationships, but we'll be re-evaluating our relationships as a whole. Not the ideal time to make any large purchases, because we can have those regrets afterwards, or maybe we buy something, it's not what we wanted. But a Venus retrograde in the 9th, you'll be reassessing your path. You could even be feeling displeased with, what you are learning or anything that you are teaching. This can even bring this, if you teach or if you want to take up a teacher role, you might feel dispassion about it, or a trip or a plan, like especially 9th house, let's do our travel. It has to do where we take on higher education or we decide to teach. It's our philosophy as well through life. It's our sense of belief systems that will be shifting for you. And Venus retrograde will be shifting these elements within your life in order for you to become stronger with the wisdom within you. The 9th house is you, Sagittarius. And the 9th house, a Venus retrograde in the 9th can really give you a lot of wisdom about relationships and people and associations, and your sense of belief system will be going through that change. And also trips. If you're planning any trips during that time, double check and check again, because the 9th house can make you feel like you're going on a trip, you all of a sudden feel unhappy, like you're dissatisfied with where you're going. And the Venus retrograde is from the 22nd of July until the 3rd of September. So be aware of that. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Now, the sun has been, since late June, like 21st of June, 22nd of June, in your 5th house. And this had to do with love, appreciation, romance, connecting, having pleasure in creative projects within your life. And the sun will remain there until the 21st of July. But on the 3rd of July, we do have a full moon in your 11th house. And this is where you are breaking away from old associations. You are letting go from people and friendships that are no longer serving you. It can be friends. It can be a work group. It can be a group where you do a hobby with. It can be a group that maybe you exercise with, any association or group setting, you no longer want to be associated with it. Maybe you have a membership for a specific group, but you're now not feeling aligned to it anymore. And this full moon is asking you to release that in order for you to fall into alignment of your future vision for yourself. You want a team, you want soul family, you want people you can collaborate with, work with, have soulful conversations with. And this full moon is telling you to release the friendships, the associations that no longer serve you. Now on the 10th, we have Mars in the 7th. Mars in the 7th gives you motivation and passion towards your one-on-one connections, friendships, business, professional, love, one-on-one connections. The moment we sit one-on-one, we are in that 7th house, and it's making you feel motivated to work with your one-on-one connections. You know, you feel motivated, you feel passionate, you want to do these things. This is where you might decide, if you're in a relationship, you want to go on a date, right? Or if you have a friend, you want to go out for a jog or to the beach. You are taking action towards these connections. The only thing about this is, though, Mars does bring conflict, tension, and aggression. So create healthy boundaries with your one-on-one relationships. Do not let them overvent to you or over-criticize you. This is where you can be feeling very frustrated with your one-on-one connections at this time. Remember, Venus is in its pre-shadow period, so exes can come back into our lives, and we will be in any event reassessing our one-on-one connections to our relationships, because Venus is our love for life, love for people, so all types of relationships, as well as our finances. So do not make any large purchases during a Venus retrograde. We tend to regret the purchases that we do make, and it's definitely a time to reassess your relationships as a whole. On the 10th, Mercury is in your 6th house, and you'll be thinking about your work life, your routine. How can you take better care of your health? Do you need to exercise more, sleep earlier, and go to bed, sleep in, go to bed early and wake up, early? What changes do you need to make? What time is your sleep schedule? This is about you thinking about your routine. Do you need to change your routine? Do you need to take vitamins? Do you need to eat healthier? You are looking at your routine and how it can improve. Mercury really has you thinking about your day-to-day routine, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, and what you want to do. You'll also be thinking about your work life and how you can take on your responsibilities and the things you need to get done during the day. This will also be a time where people may communicate to you and ask for your help, and you might feel the need to be of service. On the 17th, the North Node will enter into your 2nd house, and the South Node will enter into your 8th house. Now, this will be in play from now, July, all the way until January of 2025. North Node is destiny, it's what we are moving towards. You are moving towards basically boosting your income, working with your money. This will be the time where you're really looking at your finances, what you value, growing your sense of self-worth so you can earn more. Definitely movement to increasing of funds. Now, what is decreasing? South Node karmic that you need to let go of, 8th house. This is debt. You might decide you need to pay off some debt. That's really good for you as well. And, or you might even receive, where you have debt to pay, and it'll be good for you to do that. This will also be a time where you'll be ending and closing out toxic, unhealthy connections to others, right? 8th house is about where we create boundaries, where we go through psychological healing. There's where secrets might come to light that were kept for a very long time over the next year and a half. It doesn't all happen now. So you have this whole time to go through the eclipses that will transform you. The 8th house has to do with, taxes, insurances, things like that we need to sort out, as well as elements of relationships, intimate bonds, our vulnerability, what keeps us stuck from being vulnerable. How can we be more open and vulnerable? By releasing our doubts and fears and insecurities. Like, if I fear rejection, I'm afraid to say how I truly feel in case you reject me. That's what we are healing and transforming here. And it's a great time to seek out alternative therapies in order to do so, or counseling to help you move past your fears, in order to you to really grow in your sense of self-worth so you can accomplish your dreams. Now, on the 17th, we have a beautiful new moon in your 5th house. Sun and moon are together. This is great for romance, pleasure, fun, children. If you want to connect to, want to do something different with your children, something new you haven't done, you can definitely do that. You can now do something totally new within your love life and romance, but watch out for that Venus retrograde. Any new relationships that just started recently will be reassessed. This fifth house energy gives you pleasure, fun, and wanting to have that within your life. Really good for creativity. On the 22nd, now Venus goes retrograde in July until 3rd of September. Now, on the 5th of June, Venus went into Leo, right? And on the 19th of June, Venus entered into the pre-shadow period. By the 22nd, we are full swing into Venus retrograde until 3rd of September. So remember all the advice I've given you about the Venus retrograde period. And for you, it's in your 6th house. Really taking care of your health. Okay, Pisces? Physically, mentally, and emotionally. This is where you might be feeling dissatisfied with your routine. Dissatisfied with, just how you're feeling. When we talk about health, it's not just our physical body, it's our emotional body, it's our mental body. You really need to look at how you want to change your health. You might even be feeling dissatisfied with your work. This is a time to see what is making you not feeling happy, and how can you reignite passion in your work life. If you work with co-workers, this will be a time where there'll be disputes, conflict, and issues at work. There will be some issues in your work life with the Venus retrograde there that you'll need to tackle and handle if you are working. Ultimately, your routine too will be creating, like, you might feel displeased and you want to change things, but maybe you're not getting into the swing of things. And maybe when you're following through on your routine, other things come up and you still can't follow through on your routine. So this can be a bit frustrating for you. On the 28th, Mercury moves into your 7th house, and this shows a lot of communication between yourself and others via email, text message, all forms of communication. This is where there's a lot of communication within your relationships, personally and professionally, going forward.